now. Thank you.
Fast.
Our gathering here today is an urgent response to our nation to patriotic duty. My could remember us that when the nation cried out to be rescued, all of us there answered. That when we had the agonies of mothers that just buried their children by bandits, all of us here answered. That when we saw the silent agonies of fathers and husbands and their wives raped by terrorists, all of us here answered. That when children went to bed hungry, all of us here answered. Will ask us, what role did you play? All of us here, and millions who share our views, but for one reason or the other, they are physically positive. They called Nigeria mere opposition slogan. The evidence is there for all of us to see. Across the length and breadth of our country, insecurity has become a defining feature of our daily life. From the avoidable protracted insurgency and terrorism, to the relentless banditry and mass kidnappings, the rise of violent crimes in our urban centers, Nigeria faces a historic challenge. The statistics are very frightening. Nigeria is fourth in the global terrorism index. And the community and livelihoods are destroyed. Fear has taken the place of freedom, and uncertainty has replaced hope. Despite all the claims and posturing government, the situation continues to get worse. Yet, the government, whose primary duty is to protect citizens, carry on with a shocking wrong. We're a nation that constantly a nation crying out leadership and protection. What is killings, kidnappings, continue. The APC-led government is behaving as if all is well. The government is preoccupied with election matters and politics of self-succession. The essence of democracy is to provide people with a choice. When one government fails, like this government, work like dog, the constitution of our land grants the people the power to vote the government out. However, with what we have witnessed in recent times, the ruling has done everything to deny of Nigeria the very right to seek. In the last 3 years, the government has launched major attacks on the opposition parties. In the last 3 years, this government has launched major attacks on the opposition parties, all in a bid to deny the people the right to choose. They want to foist a one-party state on Nigeria. Institutions that should safeguard our freedom and protect the will of the people are increasingly under assault. The right of citizens to freely choose their leaders is being undermined. The independence of democratic institutions is being compromised. In fact, it is becoming increasingly to describe what we have today as a fully functioning democracy, both form and substance. The task before us is nothing short of a national rescue mission. It is a mission born out of compelled by the people and driven by government. I must emphasize, therefore, that this responsibility is far more important than sentiment, personal interest, or personal ambition. What is at stake is greater than it involves sacrifice by every member of the opposition. I have no doubt in my mind that no single opposition political party, no matter how strong, can confront a system so entrenched and so determined to retain power at all costs. What we are faced with is a regime that has shown, in both words and in deeds, a willingness to weaken democratic structures and suppress opposition voices. Let's not make a mistake about this. The move towards a one-party state is real. It has never happened before in this country, and it will not happen in our generation. The government has argued that it's not their duty to help heal the opposition. Yes, they are right. Nobody has asked them for that favor. They call what they are doing to opposition political parties strategy. I call it tyranny. But is it their duty to destroy the opposition, as they have brazenly attempted to do? Can one do what they have been doing and still claim to believe in democracy or to be a Democrat? The answer is certainly no. We must not be in doubt. The forces that have sought to destabilize our various political parties will not stop. Even as we gather here, they are already scheming how to further undermine us and divide our ranks and sow seeds of discord among us. But we on our part must remember where the rain began to beat us. We must remember how we got to where we are today. We must remember what has brought us here. We must remain clear that we cannot confront the future as fragmented entities. We must be united to be able to salvage our nation. It is for these reasons that this gathering and our dealings must be anchored on honesty and integrity. We must put all our cards face up on the table and speak truthfully to one another. There must be no hidden agendas, no last-minute surprises, and no room for distrust. Perhaps more than anything else, the success of our collective effort depends on our ability to build and sustain trust. We are racing against time and operating within a limited window. The urgency of our situation does not permit repeated mistakes. We must be willing to rise above narrow sentiments and reject parochial attitude that has historically divided the oppositions in this country. This is the time to rewrite the story of coalition building in Nigeria. The record of the APC government is one of complete failure. What remains in its wake is an aggressive reliance on propaganda and a sustained assault on opposition voices. However, we will not engage in a contest of propaganda with them. We will not substitute truth for noise. Their reliance on propaganda only exposes a deeper problem, an inability to accept responsibility. Nigeria is watching, and Nigerians are watching. They have been through the smoke screen and the lies. They recognize a government that has failed to meet their expectations and shown no empathy for their sufferings. This is why, as we have repeatedly maintained, the struggle before no longer a conventional political contest. This contest is between the ruling party APC and the Nigerian people. APC is contesting against the mother who has just buried her child. APC is contesting against the father who works endlessly, yet cannot feed his family. APC is contesting against young graduates who sees no future and against the pensioner who has been abandoned after decades of service to the nation. We are on the side of the people, and therefore, the Almighty God is on our side. Recent changes within the economic management team are themselves a tacit admission of failure. When a system is functioning effectively, you do not replace leadership. Rejigging the cabinet at this late hour cannot save them from the verdict of the people. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, let me use this opportunity to emphasize that the credibility of our democracy rests with the neutrality and integrity of its electoral institutions. When the referee clearly and proudly wears the jersey of the other teams in a match he should be officiating, then the legitimacy of the entire process is undermined. In this instance, Nigerians have lost confidence in the electoral body called INEC. INEC is no longer an impartial umpire, and if nothing changes, Professor Ojo Amopitan is about to preside over the most distrusted election in the Nigerian history. The consequences are better left to imagination. Leaders of our great parties, let it be said loud and clear that at a defining moment in our history, when Nigeria stood at the edge of uncertainty, we did not falter. We did not allow personal ambition to override the desire of Nigerians. We did not collapse under the temptation of petty partisanship or self-satisfying ambitions. Instead, we chose unity over division. We chose sacrifice over self. And we chose country above all. Let this summit go down in history at the moment when everything changed. Let this be the beginning of a decisive movement, a movement that will restore dignity of our democracy, secure the lives of our people, and rebuild the foundations of our nation. I am very confident that if we stand together with conviction, discipline, and sincerity, no force will be strong enough to stop the will of the Nigerian people. May history remember us for our courage. History remember us for our sacrifice. And remember us for our resolve to save our democracy and our country. May it record that when Nigeria called, we answered with unwavering commitment. And when our people needed us, we did not falter. And we did not fail them. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.